Hello, I'm Dr. Teresa Kearns-Cooper, and I would like to welcome you to the General Psychology course. Today's lecture is going to be actually a moment for me to be able to provide you with an overview of the course. I'll be going over the syllabus today, and upon completion, you will need to be able to complete that verification of enrollment in syllabus form, as this is going to be your first assignment. And this will be mandatory, so please be sure to complete the form, and you'll have to upload it into Canvas in the assignment. Now, there's other ways you could do it. You can sign it electronically by just typing out your name and your J number and the date that you did it, and you can just save it, and then upload it right back that way. Or if you want to print it out and then rescan it, you're welcome to do that as well. But this is a requirement. Failure to do so can have you purged from the course. So with that being said, there's also an orientation module that you'll be expected to complete. And what it does is it allows you to get a good feel of Canvas and how to go about using it. So now, without further delay, let me go ahead and start discussing the syllabus. And I have to say to you, and I'm going to be doing some reading, and I want you to see, let me get it right here, there we go. I want you to see this is a little thick, so I want you to bear with me, okay? Because I do want to make sure that I cover all the important parts to the syllabus, and you will have a copy that you'll find in Canvas so that you can read through it once again. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and start discussing it. And first thing I want to do is go ahead and talk about the course description. So, and I'm giving you word for word, okay, as best as possible. But psychology is that scientific study of behavior and mental processes. The purpose of this course is going to be to acquaint students with various areas of psychology. Thus, students will be exposed to the basic vocabulary as well as principles in each of the psychological areas discussed. Some of the areas to be explored will include developmental, memory, cognitive processing, personality, intelligence, learning, social and physiological psychology. Considering that this course is not designed for psychology majors, we will explore and discuss how this material will benefit you within your own disciplines as far as for your careers, as well as everyday life. This class is a 3-credit course, and it does not have any kind of prerequisites that's required to take it. This will be conducted fully online, not face to face. Okay, and unfortunately that is due to COVID-19. But our course objectives, the first thing I want to share with you is a mantra of mine. When you think you are done, strive to do more. That's a simple quote, but it also describes psychology. Because in psychology, it's more than just having a career track. It's that force that's behind the foundations of inspiration, motivation, education, as well as restoration. And it serves as an entity in being able to help how one would think, how we feel, as well as how we would react toward things in life. So my hope is that you'll be able to discover all these true wonders that's going to be in the field of psychology. And through that, be on a journey, so to speak, in which you're not only going to learn the fundamentals about psychology, but hopefully you'll also get charged with curiosity to learn more about yourself as well as others. So that in a nutshell tells you the direction I would hope to take you. And in doing so, the objectives are going to be following. First, to be able to provide you with an overview of the major areas in the field of psychology, which that's what we'll be doing throughout the semester, looking at the different theories. To be able to explain the scientific method as well as research designs as it pertains to the field of psychology, because we are what we call a scientific, we want evidence-based. So everything that we do, we have to prove it. So we'll be going over those type of aspects. The third one would be to be able to explain how to conduct successful internet searches, as well as be able to critically evaluate web-based resources. The fourth will be to help you learn how to critically evaluate and think about the content of the course and related resources. Fifth objective would be to provide you the opportunity to learn to identify, apply, as well as appreciate the course materials that's related to real world issues, problems, as well as personal experiences. So the required textbook that you'll be needing is called Visualizing Psychology. That's going to be by Carpenter and Huffman. And you should be able to get a copy of it from, I know that they may have electronic copies now that you might be able to get. You could go to Amazon if you're not in the area of the bookstore. You can be able to rent the book or purchase the book at Amazon. So there's several different ways you can get it. But it's the third edition that you need. And it's the third edition that I want you to get only. Not the first or second, because that's too outdated. Okay? Please make sure that you do get the third edition. Other requirements is going to be that you, if you haven't done so already, you need to complete the distance learning online student orientation. And of course, repeating myself from earlier, the verification syllabus receipt form. That enrollment syllabus form has to be completed. So now, in terms of additional resources, there's going to be the expectation that this is online, so you're going to have to make sure that you have good bandwidth in terms of your internet. You're going to need to make sure that you have the proper devices, and especially when it comes to taking exams. Exams shouldn't be taken on a tablet, and it shouldn't be taken on your phone. I guarantee you, you will not be able to take the exam well. You'll get knocked off, cut off, and my first question will be, if you write me saying, Dr. Kearns-Cooper, I had technical issues, I'm going to want to know, because I'm going to ask you to send me pictures, screenshots, and everything else on what were you using. So if you can at all possible, please make sure that you have a device that will accept that. Additionally, you will want to be able to use anything like with Windows 10 and up will be better. It will you will be able to get on Canvas if you're utilizing like Windows XP or Vista, but the more recent type of software packages is what you're going to want. Okay, and in terms of your modem, it has to be 56K or higher. So browser capability. Now, I find that it's best, especially when you are just going through Canvas, utilizing the app on your tablet. Sometimes you may have difficulty completing assignments that way. If you download, like I have my iPad, and I can work from my iPad. I've downloaded the Google Chrome onto my iPad, and there Canvas works great. So one thing you're going to want to be able to do is sign on through Google Chrome if you're using your tablet, and you shouldn't have any difficulties with it there. Again, though, I don't recommend that for taking an exam. Hopefully you have the ability to take any exams or anything online that way. If you do have any kind of difficulty, you will need to let me know so that I can assist you in making sure that you can get the work done. Okay? So there's a lot of different pages going on talking about the technology that you're going to be needing and requiring. So I'm not going to read word for word for all of that, but I kind of gave you the gist of it. As far as your technical skills, you need to be able to navigate and use Canvas. And again, if you go through that distance online learning orientation, you'll know how to do that. Understanding basic computer usage, how to use the keyboard, a mouse, and so forth. You need to have that clear understanding. And I know for some people they're saying, "Oh, okay, are we really going through that?" Yes, I want to go through it because you might have some people who don't use the computer often, even in this day and age. So I just wanted to make sure you know that. All right. In terms of technical support, you can go to the JSU online website and call for help for Canvas with the Canvas help desk. And that telephone number is going to be listed in the syllabus. You'll be able to find it. It's going to be on page 6. So you'll be able to utilize that. And this is what I will need you to do. If anytime you have any kind of technical difficulties, again, I'll repeat, take a screenshot of whatever the problem is. I would like for you not only to contact me in terms of it, but to also contact the Canvas help desk so that they can be aware of the situation, because it might not just be happening to you, it could be happening campus wide. So we want to make sure that we let them know what's going on so that they can rectify whatever the problem might be. All right, so technicals out the way now. So let's talk about what's going to be going on for you in terms of your assignments and the work that you're expected to do. Course schedule is going to be 15 weeks. We will be from August 17th to November 25th. The day before Thanksgiving is the last day of class. Anyway, online is a different environment, and for some it's something to get used to. However, work will be put up once a week, every Monday, and you'll have that work to complete throughout the week. In traditional face-to-face, we would have been meeting at least 3 times a week, which would have been Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. But in this case, because we're doing online, I will be putting everything up for you at the beginning of the week. And the expectation is that you're going to do all the work in time within that week, okay? But how will it go? It's going to be starting from page 6. You'll be able to see the course schedule where, like I said, it breaks it down to 15 weeks, which you'll also see in Canvas 15 modules. And within each module is expected for you to complete. What you will be finding there most times is I'll have a lecture set up in the module. You'll have an assignment in the module. There may be discussions. The week of an exam, it'll be where you'll have an exam, a practice exam, because that's how I provide review. Allow you to practice, get yourself studying, and then you take the actual exam. And no, they won't be the exact same questions, but it still will give you an idea of the material that you'll be utilizing. And each week, like I mentioned, you'll be able to see where the topic is. Like this week is talking about the introduction and research methods. So after this video, you're going to see a lecture for the first module. This is considered your orientation. So otherwise, you will see module 1, and it'll give you the topic. It'll show you what readings you need to do, and what assignments is going to be expected of you, as well as due dates. Now, the due dates is actually a due date for me to make sure my work is up there for you. All work need to be completed before the next due date. So, for example, this is for August 17th. You're going through this review. You're going to also be getting into chapter 1 and doing those assignments. And the expectation is that all that work will be completed before 11:59 p.m. on the 23rd of August. Okay? That's how it will work. It's going to run from Monday through Sunday. Sunday being your deadline. When you have to have it in and not be considered late. Okay? So that takes care of that. That tells you all that you need to know in terms of how much you have to look up and find. Okay? You'll see topics like that. You'll see that there's the second week is stress and health psychology. The third week is going to be your first exam. So you'll be reviewing chapters 1 through 3, and in 3 weeks, time is going to fly on you. So you want to make sure you keep up with that. Then we'll be going into things like sensation and perception, learning, looking at those topics, and then the second exam is coming up within the 6th week. And then there's going to be a nice long time that you don't get to take an exam. The next exam actually will come in week 15. So from module 7 through 15, you'll be just doing assignments, and then on the module 15, that's when you'll be studying, and that's going to be a big one, more comprehensive, in that you'll be covering chapters 7 through 15 for that particular exam. So instead of making it too large, the first 2 is kind of small, kind of get you ready, get you going. But that last one is going to be more comprehensive, but it'll be covering chapters 7 through 15. All right. So in terms of policies, each time you do a module, that's considered attendance for the week. Okay? When you miss that, that's considered to be absence. And that can have a double-edged sword, in that when you're absent, I count and take deductions for excessive absences. So every 3 assignments you miss, I'm taking 10 points. That's a grade drop from your overall grade. If it's where you are over 30%, then you will fail the course, period. Because I can't justify this. This is an online course, and the expectation is that you're going to put in the work. Okay? Again, it's up to you. I also count lateness. If you say, for example, you missed the Sunday deadline, you send it in and submit that last week assignment that following Tuesday, I'm going to accept it, but I'm going to count it as late. And for every 2 latenesses, I turn it into an absence. So you see how that can kind of build up if you're not completing work in a timely manner. Make sure you get that done. 7 whole days, you can plan it out. The main thing is you want to keep up with it, and you want to be doing your reading and working on it continuously. You want to be able to dedicate at least 9 to 12 hours a week, okay? Because that's how you get through the course. As it stands right now, you have an A in this course already. But it's up to you to keep the A, okay? Now, in terms of class communication, again, the inbox tool, mail tool, that's the preferred way I would like for you to contact me. I check that faster than I check my emails, because my emails, there's an abundance of them every day. And I can see more in Canvas than I can see you in my regular emails. But if for some reason, like say, you have issues with Canvas shut down, you have to contact me, then by all means, you should use my email address. I ask, though, that you put urgent in the subject line, because that's what I tend to type in, so I can see whatever students might have written. So do put the word urgent in the subject line. There will be times that I may have us have a conference where we do like a Google Meet. We might do where we'll get together, but I will let you know that in advance, in which we'll have a discussion and talk in that aspect. There'll also be discussion boards that's going to be open from time to time, where I'll expect you to be able to discuss something that have been mentioned in a lecture that I would like for you to talk about further and demonstrate your input about the knowledge that you received. If at any time you need to contact me, you want to have a conference with me, you feel free to send that information to me in the inbox. I'll be happy to set up where we can do a face-to-face virtually. Okay? As I mentioned before, talking about missing assignments is like missing classes. That's how I can tell you're doing the work, those assignments. But exams, you only get 1 makeup for the semester, 1. So please make sure that you complete your exams and complete them on the time, because unlike the assignments, the exams will disappear. I will be closing them out. So if you wanted to make up an exam that you might have missed, first and foremost, if you know you're going to miss an exam, if something comes up, please let me know in advance. And it should be for a valid reason, like if you're ill, um, because they have to be done. So with that said, you'll get the chance to do one makeup. The final does not count. It will only count for the first two exams. If you miss the final, you miss the final, because there's no making that up. Okay? All right. What else did I want to express? I talked about the attendance. Let me talk about how the assignments are going to go. As you already know, you'll be taking 3 exams. They're going to be worth 100 points each. There'll be 100 questions each. And it's 60% of your grade. You'll be having 12 online assignments that you'll have to complete, and that's worth 24% of your grade. Then it's attendance and participation. So now you see where I'm talking about that it can be really detrimental to your grade if you're missing assignments, because I count that as attendance as well. So attendance and participation is going to be 16% of your grade. And all that'll come up with 100%. Now there's a assignment rubric that you can view starting on page 10. I'm not going to go through each and every one. I'll ask you to please do read it. But I can tell you that what I'm going to be judging your assignments on is, especially like your discussion board assignments or written assignments, whether or not they're considered distinguished, proficient, limited, or plain old unsatisfactory. And it goes into great detail where it's looking at content, looking at how you organize it, and looking at the mechanics of it. So you want to make sure you complete that, take a look at that so you can have a good understanding of how I will be grading it. Everything that you do, I will have VeriSign signed on to it to avoid plagiarism. So please make sure that you put things in your own words, or make sure if you have to use a quote or you're paraphrasing, give credit where credit is due. Okay? Big points will be lost, can be even a 0 if you're considered to be plagiarizing. So please do not do that. On page 12, you'll be able to find where it's looking at talking about library services. You'll be able to go online and use the library services. You have to make sure you have your net ID set up so that you can use that password in there. Other policies in Fort Jackson State will be the diversity statement, in which we try to take all in, okay, regardless of your gender, social and economic status, language, religion, sexual orientation, or geographical area. We want to encourage everyone to learn, okay? The honor code, please be honest. I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm going to try my best to be fair with you, and likewise, I need you to do that for me. Again, I'm available for any kind of discussion, one-on-one, when you set up an appointment. Think of it as office hours, but it's conference hours. I will set up a conference so I can speak with you if need be. But most times, if you ask me a question in the inbox, I'll answer you. But if you want to actually have a virtual meeting, you need to let me know that. Okay? In terms of cheating, don't cheat. And trust me, when it comes to the exams, it's kind of difficult for you to do that. I set it up so that no one gets the same exam. So that helps people avoid that. But if in order to learn, you want to be able to provide yourself with the opportunity to do things for yourself. Okay? There's information talking about plagiarism, giving you a breakdown of what you don't want to do in terms of when you're doing your writing. That'll help give you tips on how to avoid plagiarizing anything. The last 2 pages is actually looking at, on the bottom of page 13, you'll see about compliance with the American Disabilities Act. If any of you have any kind of difficulties, and you do have that form, you'll need to email me that form or attach that form in the mailbox in Canvas so that I can get it and have record for it. And I need to know that prior to any exams. Okay, this should be done within the first week um, of the course. So if you're in need of that, make sure you let me know and make sure that you have that form. You can always call Academic Affairs if you need them to send you that form, or you can call the ADA coordinator and they can actually email that form to you as well, since we are going to be online. And that takes care of the, that's going to take care of our syllabus. So if you do have questions, and I don't mean to put the paper right in front of me like that, but if you do have questions in regards to what's expected of you, you're not sure on how to handle things, don't hesitate to send me a question. I'll answer questions within 24 to 48 hours tops. Most times it'll be within the 24-hour period though. I do ask though, or do let you know that if you write me on the weekend, you're not going to hear from me until the weekday. Okay, so that's just to let you know. Monday through Fridays is when I will be responding to any and all emails, and that's why I said 24 to 48 hours, because if you contact me on Friday, you're not going to hear from me till Monday. Um, and pretty much that is the majority of it. I will also give a lecture, like I mentioned, and besides this is not the lecture, but this is you just getting to know about this course. As for myself, I am an adjunct professor that have been here in several different roles in for Jackson State since 2004. By trade, I'm a clinical psychologist, so I have experience with doing therapy with clients and patients, as well as administrative work, programming, and we'll talk a whole lot more, because what you'll find and discover is that we hold a lot of different hats when it comes to the field of psychology. Um, so I'm not going to keep going in with that. I just wanted to give you this quick overview to kind of give you an idea of what to expect. And I thank you so much for listening, and I can't wait for us to get into working with one another. Take care.